It's time for another closer look at a key Kentucky Derby contender.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com. I'm Aaron, and I'm here today to talk about a little bit of a long shot that, once I did a lot of deep diving into this horse, I'm like, I'm not sure a lot of people are going to see this horse coming. I sure did until I really looked at him hard, and that is Zozos. So this is the one Derby horse, Derby long shot horse that we may not see coming that's got a shot here. So let's think about Zozos, trained by Brad Cox. Ridden by Florent Giroux last time out in the Louisiana Derby. Here's why I think he's kind of flying under the radar a little bit. Only 3 races, no races as a 2-year-old, and was a decisive loser last time out in the Louisiana Derby. But when you really dig into this, let's look at the maiden win that this horse had in January. 4 horses out of that maiden win came back to win races, and it was only an 8-horse field. So when you think about it, when you count Zozos, 5 out of those 8 horses have come back to win. That's very impressive. It shows you, look, anytime you're a debut horse, you win a maiden, it's questionable until we see those other horses come back, how strong that race was. Well, I think we've proven that was a very strong maiden win for Zozos against a pretty strong field. He progresses next out to Oaklawn Park in an allowance race. Admittedly, not as strong, definitely not as strong as that maiden win, but 2 of the horses out of that allowance race have come back to win races since. So not horrible, but not that strong. But the key to that one is, well, he won by over 10 lengths anyway, so it doesn't really matter how strong that field was. He did it very easily. So then you analyze, okay, what happened in the Louisiana Derby? Well, going into the race, I think everybody thought Epicenter would go to the lead. That did not happen. They raided Epicenter off the lead, and that left Zozos out there by himself. He was a length or a half length ahead. He was getting a little bit of pressure from Pioneer of Medina. Now, top of the stretch, it looks like Pioneer of Medina, maybe not going to pass him, but going to give him a real nice test, and then all of a sudden Epicenter just flies by them both. Well, forget about Epicenter for a second, right? Let's watch what Zozos did. So Epicenter flies by him. Zozos and Pioneer of Medina are sitting there pretty close together. Zozos kicks clear of Pioneer of Medina and does so fairly easily and kind of just lengthens that lead throughout the stretch, going on to beat Pioneer of Medina by 2 lengths. And so I thought that was impressive and just a little bit sneaky. Sure, he wasn't a match for Epicenter, and maybe he can't be a match for Epicenter again, but I thought, listen, first time against Stakes Company, had a stakes experienced horse and Pioneer of Medina kind of breathing down his neck there. He just kicked clear and ran away from him. So I thought it was very, very impressive. Obviously, Epicenter gets a 102 buyer for the win in the Louisiana Derby. What about Zozos? He got a 98 buyer for that loss. And like I said, really nice job there by him to kick clear. Now, you think about this. He got a 98 for his loss in the Louisiana Derby. Messier got a 99 for his loss in the Santa Anita Derby. Yet, even though that's 1 buyer point away, and the resume pretty similar, right? Epicenter was a winner by 2 lengths. Taba by 2 1/4. Messier is going to be like 6-1, 8-1. Zozos is going to be like 20-1 or 30-1. Are they really that different? Look at the running styles as well. Both of them like to go to the front. That's obviously going to be an advantage because there's not a lot of speed outside of these 2. Is it far-fetched that these 2 can control the pace and maybe Zozos can get up there? I don't think he can win, but maybe gets 3rd at an inflated price, 20, 30-1. I think this is a long shot that's not getting talked about near enough that's got a shot. And I think, the no racing at 2 is going to be a big negative for him. But if you look at these 3 races, he's logically progressed in each one. He's ran longer in each one. And the key is his most impressive race, in my eyes, was a 98 buyer in the Louisiana Derby, going 1 mile and 3/16. It's pretty impressive. So I think Zozos is one you better take serious on the first Saturday in May. I think he's coming into the race great. I think he's got a shot. So we'll see what happens with him. But I think if you're going to get 20, 30, 35-1 on this horse, he's certainly not a bad one to throw in underneath in your exotic plays. And if you really want to take a shot, play him to win. I don't know if he can turn the tables on a horse like Epicenter. I don't know if he's good enough to beat a horse like Taba, but the numbers kind of tell us he can compete with Messier, and Messier is going to be way down at 5, 6, 8 to 1, something like that. So you're going to get 4 or 5 times the price, perhaps, on a horse like Zozo. So keep him in mind and make sure you don't forget about him. And we'll see how this pace is going to unfold as well. That'll be another key. But if it's just him and Messier out there, Zozo's could take him a long way. He kind of took him a long way in Louisiana, going a mile and 3/16. Yes, he got beat by the epicenter, but the rest of those horses he was running away from. So anyway, that's my one horse here that I don't think enough people are talking about that could sneak up and maybe get a piece of things in the Kentucky Derby. So if you like this video, hit like. If you really like us, you want to subscribe, make sure to do that. We've got all kinds of content coming out this week. We've got my top 5. We've got horse profiles on all of the major contenders that are pointing to the race. Not just major contenders, anybody that's pointing to the Kentucky Derby. We've got a profile on them this week as well. And of course, all the normal stuff that we do will be going on as well. So happy handicapping to everybody. And like I said, just tune in and we'll keep giving you up-to-the-minute coverage of the Kentucky Derby.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels, never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,